What's up, guys? So, the thing I'm just talking about today, man, it's about just getting up, having to put into the work for yourself. That a lot of times when I get up, I just don't feel like doing it. I push things off till later in the day, and a lot of times it's about just like you're already up, you're already doing things. Just knock things out right now. Get things done in the moment instead of pushing tomorrow. Do it now. Oh, in addition, a lot of these are me just going to the gym, me just knocking that out because I know that I'm gonna feel better if I go. You know, me if I need to reach out to call people, I need to make a phone call. It's better me like at that moment, like, hey, I'm gonna contact this person right now. I'm gonna look this up right now, or at least I'm gonna get back to them and be like, hey, I'll get back to you in an hour. And as long as I know I can actually do that. Instead of it's, what, I don't want to deal with this right now, I'm just not going to, or pushing it off. Because the thing is, if you're trying to make a good future for yourself, you have to make sure that your daily habits that you're doing is geared towards the outcome that you want. You can't want to be able to have lobster and cruise and all these certain things, and you're losing money every month of what you're doing. Then we need to break down where can you cut back on, where can you maybe add. So that's why the sooner you can kind of notice that, it's just the better. I mean, a lot of us, we all kind of know certain things that we need to work on, whether we know the actual the actual, like, we need to do this and that, and we will get this, or we just know whatever right now isn't working, so we got to figure something else out because right now isn't working either. And it's just about staying consistent on them goals. And because you have to be pushing stuff, you want to be making the better you, because it's very easy to, in a year from now, be stuck in the same spot in 3 years. And at some point, you want to be able to have a little better life. You want to be able to afford the things you want to be able to afford. You want to be able to be saving up for your retirement. I mean, there's so many people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and it's like they still haven't been saving up for their retirement. And I'm a person with that too. I have, besides for having a 401k with work, I really wasn't doing anything either. Big thing that I've been getting into lately, I've been learning about IULs, investment accounts. These don't, at least the ones that I work with, I'm not saying all the ones I do, they don't go down in value, so you don't lose money. When you take the money out, you don't pay taxes. That's pretty awesome, considering I've dealt with 401ks. You got to pay taxes, you get penalties, and then you could take out a certain percentage, like off the bat, and then throughout time you can take out certain percentage. So if you end up becoming like in a pinch, and now you're like, oh man, I need money for this, and you had this account for 5 years already, a couple of years, whatever, maybe you've just been a couple of months, depends on how much you put in the account and how much you need. But if that's still something that you could utilize later, because I've done that with 401k before. I've taken a loan out on it, and then I paid back the loan. That's what I did to get myself a car. There's $5,000, boom, got myself a car, and now I'm paying a couple $100s a month, and I was still paying into my 401k. So I helped kind of build it up like that, and that's kind of where I learned about some of this stuff. So then learning about IULs, and I wouldn't have to pay monthly to pay it back, unless I wanted to. I could take the money out without having to, 401k, you can't just take all your money out of your job. Like, you have to leave your job, you can't just cancel it. So imagine, like, you work somewhere for 30 years and you want to take this bulk sum out because you want to get a rental property or get something, and then they just wouldn't let you do it. Like that sucks too. You're waiting till retirement. It's like, obviously it's for retirement, so you never want to have to take that stuff out. But if you feel like you could make money off an opportunity, or if you're just in a really bad situation that you need money, and like that, there's people get in those situations. I can't, people have their own different ones. I can't speak for people, but obviously you never want to be tapping out of any of your accounts. you know, you don't want to have a credit card and you're maxing out the credit card, but it's like, oh, I'm going to use it today because I need to pay this off, but I know I can pay this off in a couple days when I get paid, or I have the money, but I'm just trying to build the credit. So, you know, I'm just saying, so it's just already upsetting to kind of just see, even just from like myself, like I get it, it's hard for a lot of people to save up, and I'm saying that you have to get stuff, you have to be able to get like stable with your work and your finances, so at least you can try to have something to the side for accounts. You know, that I've been trying to help people recently get IULs accounts, and I just really be seeing like how great they are. And obviously maybe you're at a different part in your life right now that you can't do that, but I feel like it's really easy for people to also just be, oh, I just don't have the money, you know. But it's like, well, could you even just put $100 a month in, $100 down, 100 a month, something like that? Maybe it's not one of those 10,000 down, 500 a month. And it all depends though. Like if you're really trying to have a retirement account, like you want to retire with a couple million, you know, you have to be really willing to also to put in for that. But it depends on what you're at. Some people have multiple accounts. Some people will have their 401k. They might keep it because their job is giving them back money in a 401k, and they really don't plan on touching it. So then they have their own IUL account, which is their own investment, and then they have something like that. So that would probably actually give them, you know, they're probably going to do that to try to get $1 million or a couple million. I feel like most people try to, but also, I mean, like that's always the goal, but don't let something like that like push you away from it. Like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to get $1 million in my account. Well, for one, you're gaining interest, so it's not all your money you're putting in. And yeah, two, it's just something, if you just start doing slowly, it will accumulate over time. Kind of one of those, kind of just forget about it, you know, at least you know it won't go down. It's always going to be going up. You're feeding into the account, and then when you need it, it'll be there. Maybe you want to get a multi-unit property, maybe you're going to be going to college, maybe it's just retirement accounts. So you have 30, 40 years you can keep building, so you have more time, that's less money you can put in, you know. But it's sad also see just so many people like in their 30s that's like, oh, I can't even think about that or worry about that right now. And you know, and I wish I help you more. You know, the best thing I can tell people is, hey, like, get your life insurance license, and you know, we can help you make some extra money on the side. And so, you know, it's like you want to be able to just help people, but there's just so much we have to even take care of ourselves. It's really kind of hard to go back because you can't pour from an empty cup. That's something that like I've learned a lot. And you know, going back to what I was saying earlier, talking about with our daily habits, sometimes it's hard enough just to keep ourselves going, doing everything that we need to do, be on top of what we need to be on top of for us to be the best person we can, because you slowly just got to keep building that. And as much as it's a work in progress, you know, for when you're not used to doing it, it's a lot harder. Like it's harder for me because I've been in that flow, but then when I'm not in the flow and you're working, trying to make money, and you're also trying to make sure you go to the gym, you're making sure you do give a decent amount of time to be with the family, maybe cleaning, helping out around the house as well. Yeah, I'm trying to work on all different aspects of my life, so that's why I try to also just consider these things throughout the day. And and that's what I'm saying. If you guys are trying to work on being like better you, and you have goals you're working on, just make sure you're taking the steps you got to take to get on top of these goals. Otherwise, where you're hoping you'll end up and where you're trying to be is not going to get there. That could be in entrepreneurship, that could be in your business, that could be at your job, that could be for you going to school, it could be you want to get huge but you're not going to the gym, you're not eating, you want to get skinnier but you're not eating healthier, or you're not moving around more, you know, just whatever. There's so many different goals that people have that I don't even want to put like a limit on. Whatever your goals are, just make sure you guys are steady working towards that, because remember, it's the days that you don't want to do these things are what really make you. rather than the days that you want to do it, easy to do it. The days you don't want to do it and you do it anyways is what really make a person. You guys got this, don't give up.